Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be taking a look at the XA-38, also known as the Grizzly. Now, as you may know, this is a tier 4 premium vehicle on the American aviation tech tree, mostly performing in the role of a ground attack aircraft. And that's definitely very visible when you see the 75mm cannon on this thing completely wiping out pillboxes. And the main reason for that is that the rounds it uses are very effective. You have mostly the armored target rounds are the ones I use against pillboxes, and at the closest range they have 90mm of pen, but even at 1 kilometer of range at 0 angle they still have 73mm of pen, and these are APT rounds, they're armor piercing tracer shells. So the pen's pretty decent actually for an aircraft gun, definitely. Now you can also use HEIT rounds, which are just general ground target rounds. I personally don't use them as they only have 10mm of pen. Now for all the other guns, it has two sets of twin 50 cal turrets, which are one on top, one on the bottom, 2 guns each. For them I use universal rounds, and then for the 250 cals on the nose I use universal rounds. You can also carry some 500-pound bombs, of which you can carry 4 of, on 4 hard points out on the wings. I do personally carry them, mainly just to increase my ground pounding sort of capability, as even when your 75mm cannon runs out, you can still then move on and use some of the bombs to destroy targets. And that 70mm cannon, it's likely it will run out, as you only have 20 rounds of ammunition, and as you can see from this gameplay already, not every round kills the pillbox, so it's likely you're going to run out of them and you will just use the bombs to take out a few more pillboxes before heading back to base. Now, as you can see, I'm being chased by a Focke-Wulf, and the thing that I love about this aircraft the most is that, well, it has got the good armament. It is fairly large. I would say it's medium sort of size compared to most other American largish aircraft. But the thing I love the most is that this thing is quick. It is very fast. It can, in this game for example, I did cut it out mainly because this game was about 30 minutes long, but after that 190 kept following me, I had a 109G, I believe it was, and also a 109Z. They followed me all the way back to my airfield, and I was able to outrun them and keep distance between us. And that's what I love about this thing. It can outrun pretty much anything. And talking of that 190, I hit his engine a few times, and he obviously wasn't being so nice to his aircraft, and he actually, as you can see there, got a critical hit because obviously he's overheated his engine, and in a minute he's actually going to crash the aircraft, which most likely he overheated the engine after I got a few hits on it, which I got the critical for, killed the engine, and then he crash lands somewhere. But as you're about to see, I'm about to learn a very crucial lesson with this aircraft, which is do not try to land too slow, or you're going to completely bugger up the whole landing, which you're about to see actually. So I'm coming in and my descent rate is far too high, and I lose a gear leg, and the whole aircraft just disintegrates. Now what I find even more funny about this is I have a repair time, which just really sums up the magic of flex tape in War Thunder. The ground crews use flex tape, they instantly repair everything, but after quite a long repair time I'm back in the air and I can get going yet again. And when I do get going yet again, I do end up in a fairly interesting situation after takeoff, with 2 Ju-288s coming straight for the airfield. And of course, when you're faced with a situation of 2 bombers coming straight towards you, which you know have fairly decent offensive armament, you only have one thing to do. You go straight towards them and you try and shoot them down. So that's what I'm about to try and do. Not so successful with the first one. I just sort of chase him for a bit. And of course the 288, if you have it or if you've seen it before, you know that thing is damn fast. So I obviously won't be able to catch it. I did actually get the aircraft recently. I had it on a test drive from Gaijin and I really enjoyed it. So I've decided I bought the aircraft once the test drive expired. So expect more videos coming on that soon. But as you can see, I sort of chased him for a bit, got a bit damaged, and I've lost an engine. And you know, it's not exactly the best situation. And the logical thing to do would be to head back to base. But I know there's that 288 about to drop bombs on the base. And I also know that there's another 288 heading in who will also drop bombs on the base. So I'll either get shot by them or bombed anyway. So I might as well go for the other one. You may have noticed I just dropped my bombs. The main reason for that is just to make the aircraft lighter, as I'm flying on a single engine and the other one will likely overheat at some point. So I do want to be fairly careful. Just going to head on this guy, fire some shots in. Pretty damn close there, but I did get a few hits on him, and you know, I think I did fairly well, and hopefully the AA will either shoot him down or damage him and give me the kill. Luckily in this game it was the latter for me. I was able to get the kill, which was basically my second kill of the game, which definitely isn't too bad for an attack aircraft, getting 2 kills, one on a fighter and one on a fairly quick medium bomber. But at least at this point when I was playing the game, the way I was thinking about it was the first 288 is dead, so he's not a threat, as well as the fact that that other one's likely going to be killed either by the AA giving me the kill, as it just did, or by the AA just killing it, and that way it is at least safe for me to land at the airfield. As you will see, I've lost an engine, and as I predicted, that second engine is beginning to die, so I need to get to that airfield as soon as possible and touch this thing down. Now luckily I am close enough. It looks like even if the engine's mostly failed now, I could probably land and actually just go along the ground on my gear and actually sort of taxi it up to the runway. Despite a small hill near the end of the runway, it's not too bad on this map, so it is doable. But at this point it looks like I'm going to do well enough, and the fact of the size and power of these engines and propellers, you can get back to base on one engine as long as the other engine isn't too badly, as long as your remaining engine isn't too badly damaged. But as you can see, the engine that I have is overheating, and the engine that's dead, I'm going slow enough that that prop is now stopping. So I'm putting the gear down, I'm just trying to sort of get it in. I'm going to drop off the power in a sec and just let the thing descend down. But now that I'm over the airfield boundaries, it's perfectly safe to sort of get it down. Just want to keep the speed above that stall speed. Don't make the same mistake as my last landing attempt. And I get it down on the runway. There we go. So now I can drop off the power and I can touch the aircraft down. Tried to lift off again there actually, but luckily I was able to keep it down on the ground. That is one thing to be careful of, and as you can see there actually there's a B-25 landing on his belly, which seems to be a fairly preferred tactic for American bombers with landing, especially stuff like the B-25. But now we're coming up to the end of the game, and I've been able to get out to the targets again, and I'm just knocking out more pillboxes just to get those points. You'll find with this thing, it does very well. This game went along for about 25 minutes. It was a long game, and thanks very much to the brand new RP sort of limits that have been added to the game by Gaijin, the new RP, how it works in a way, I was able to get 30,000 research points from this game on the vehicle I was researching, which is definitely a massive positive. And as I said earlier with the bombs, you can possibly use them for many things, mostly ground targets, but this is why I take them out. I saw this base that had enough points left that I would be able to destroy it. I luckily took the bombs out again, so I thought, you know what, let's go take out the base. And there we go, the enemy team has actually lost some more points now. So that's the main reason I take out the bombs. You can pretty much use them for anything, and it's a good backup just in case either your main gun, which is really the main thing you're using for ground pounding, that 75, if that jams or runs out of ammunition, the bombs can help you get a few more targets just to get those few extra points, which definitely does help in the long run by getting smaller amounts of XP extra each game from using those bombs. As well as the fact that the bombs, at least in terms of cost for the bombs, they're not that expensive. It's 300 silver lions for using the bombs, and it's likely that even if you destroy one pillbox, you're going to get 1 to 2,000 silver lions for destroying that pillbox, so you will make your money back from the bombs every game unless you get killed. But as you can see, I'm attacking this pillbox. Long range engagement with this gun, with the 75 against pillboxes, is not a good idea. You want to wait until you're getting up real close to them. So first off, you have the max amount of pen that you can possibly get from that attack, as well as the fact that you'll be a bit more accurate and the shell won't curve down and miss. As you can see, I'm now engaging another pillbox. I also found that in some cases, if you hit too low in the pillbox, it will not destroy it. And I found hitting the top of the pillbox or going down on the pillbox from above, that seems to work every time. So I'll try and, maybe in test flights, if there are pillboxes, or just in CBs actually, do a custom battle, get used to using this gun against pillboxes. That would definitely be a huge help. Now, one other thing I'd like to say about this aircraft is do check out Toshio Thunder's video on it. He's been on a few of my streams. Look him up, Toshio Thunder. He's done a lot of videos on this aircraft, and I totally understand why. Originally, I thought it's just a ground attacker, why would you do videos on this? But I totally get it. And the game's about to end, and I'll be first in the team. Lots of ground targets, 2 kills. Very good game. This is a premium I would definitely advise investing in, as it is actually an incredibly good aircraft. But there we go. Thanks a lot for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like. Maybe even subscribe to the channel. If you do, that would be very much appreciated. Do remember that in the description there are links to my Patreon, Live.War Thunder profile, as well as my Discord server, so do give them a look. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.